when we sing songs. And that day, we said, as part of the act, we need to bring the cinema toy to demonstrate the shooting as part of celebration. If your worship pays attention, in the 10th anniversary of the EFF, in FNB Stadium, there was another act. That act was the stage going up. That's an act. So it's part, so every anniversary has got different kind of features to excite and to make it nicer for the people who are in attendance.
Now, in the video one, you
Yeah.
appear to have what looks like a handgun in your hand. Is that a real handgun, your real handgun, or was it a similar toy gun?
Well, it's not a real handgun, because even here there is no any handgun that was brought to this court. So there is in no way I can answer on something that is not even before this court, where they allege that a real handgun. Handgun, you mean pistol? I don't know what's a handgun. All I know is pistol and rifle. Yes. So they were all there.
Now, that handgun, not the other one, the toy rifle, do you have it here?
Yes, I've got it.
Can you show it to the court?
Can I show it to your worship?
Listen, it's been cleared by the security. Don't just come.
You may point it at you at the Has it been clear?
It was clear, Joseph.
You may point it at the
Even the way to worship, if I were to give you to carry it.
I don't want to endanger anyone. So how do I You say I thought you said it's right.
No, it's written. Yeah. So the similarities are not only.
Degrees of the season to the ground. Okay, I don't know how to handle it.
As long as it's facing down.
I had got face down. You have to take it like that.
If I may. Now, as you can see, Mr. Malema, it has a...
How are you pointing here?
I didn't just... It has a magazine. Confirm?
Yeah.
It clips in. This one, for court purposes, is empty.
Yeah.
So that's safe.
We took out the blends from the magazine.
It's empty. No,
Yeah.
To be empty to come to
Yeah.
court.
Yeah.
Magazine, as we saw.
And at the back, yeah. Pull it. Yeah.
So you're doing what now? You're doing lots of
That's
stuff.
the cocking mechanism, Worship, of the normal.
We're just making sure.
Which would lift the round into the chamber, as you saw in the video. And then what I also wanted to show you, Mr. Malema, is it has a retractable.
Yeah.
That's what the
You can extend it, yeah.
You're not an expert, but this is what you had in your possession on that day. Is that true?
Absolutely. And the idea is to create an impression of a real gun, so that it doesn't in a very clumsy way. Your worship, they do this in all. You watch a movie, you feel like it's a real gun. Does it make it? It sounds like a real gun. It can't be correct. By just looking at it here, especially your worship, if we had not been taken through the education that we've been taken through by the other ballistic witness, by looking at it ordinarily would have just concluded that it is a firearm and there's no way a toy gun can look like that. Because once we say a toy gun, what comes into our mind is those ones that we buy for our kids which use water.
Now, Mr. Malema, you're in court and the investigating officer, Colonel Vickwood, testified that on stage with Mr. Swartway testified that on stage with you were not 4 but 5 VIP protection officers from the SAPS.
Yeah.
Would you accept that?
Not 5, 4. I had 2 from Joburg, 2 from here.
But what I want to ask
Joburg, I mean Pretoria.
is, whilst you were there, was there any attempt to arrest you or charge you with any possible criminal offense?
I don't know, no one came to us. There was, Your Worship, there was nothing that warranted any police involvement. That's why the head of job said to you, Your Worship, that it was one of the most successful, peaceful events. He even went to sleep. He was the last one to leave, went to sleep so safe. And not only that, he says to you, we were working with Marshal Dlamini from the EFF. We've never seen such a cooperative man from the beginning to the end. These are the people now who must be projected by people who watch on TV as potential criminals. But the people who were with us there say these kids are the well-behaved kids. We sat with them the whole day, the whole night. Someone must look at us on some camera, which even the person who took that video is not here to testify to, and say on the basis of that, these are bad people.
Were you ever taken for powder residue tests on your hands, clothing, or body?
Colonel Swarboy has never spoken to me. I can't even point you who's Colonel Swarboy. No one has ever come to me. If there is a person who came to me, Your Worship, it's a person called Gavenda or something, yeah. And then we met at the Hawks or something, we met in Pretoria with Gavenda. Gavenda is the one who told me there was this story and all of that. Do you want to take a statement? I said, make a statement. I said, no. And then that was the end of it. No powder was tested on me. No premises of mine were searched. No one has ever said to me, we want to question you. Your Worship, is there a record in the papers that I've got a firearm? So if they say Malema shot a firearm, the first immediate thing, if you're dealing with an honest, objective process, would have been Malema's personal firearm must be handed over for testing. Because we know it's not disputed. We know for a fact that he's got a firearm. What if he shot his own firearm there? So his firearm, when you deal with a person who discharged a firearm in public and he's got a licensed firearm, the first thing you do is to take his firearm and go and do ballistics on it, because that alone is sufficient to say this is the one that was discharged. What makes matters worse, Your Worship, they say there was a pistol there, and my license tells them he's got a pistol. What if that pistol of mine is the one that was discharged there? For 5 years I'm standing before you now. It has never been taken for a test. My pistol that is there, recorded lawfully. They say you are carrying a pistol, which they never brought to you yet, not even a toy. And they know I've got a pistol. They never say hand over your pistol so that we can test it if it's not the one that was discharged at Sisa Dugashe Stadium.
Now, you said that nobody cowered or ran away or felt threatened. I need to ask you, sir, are you aware of any damage caused by any projectile from any of these alleged shots, either from the handgun and or the rifle?
No damage at all. I mean, the gear house people came here, and the majority of that property which was there is from gear house. I remember my worship asking them if them taking a stand here will not compromise their business. They answered no, and I'm happy to report to the worship that they took a stand here. We are just from an election now. They provided the stage and sound to our rally in Polokwane. And they did the same at the FNB Stadium, even after testifying here. Why? They never lied about anything. They told the truth as they know it. And we have no reason why we should fight with people who go and seek to help the court to arrive at a proper conclusion.
Now, you've explained to the court that you are proficient in shooting. Can you think of any possible explanation for how a cartridge was found in excess of 20 meters away from where you alleged to have stood?
I can only answer for what I've given to my Lord to check and test. Those things of cartridges and rifles and it's not part of my business. You are not going to find a gun in another man's house and come and ask me. Asking me about a gun you found in another man's house. I'm not going to answer that. No one is going to ask me questions about something that was never found on me, about something that was never demonstrated any form of evidence before this worship as evidence against me. I've told this court, and this court in its judgment of 174 said, you can't say it's a mere toy and I take it as a mere toy without any form of evidence of a mere toy. I thought the owners were on the state because they are the ones who are alleging to prove that this is the real gun that this guy used and demonstrate why. But I'm here. The court said you can't say it's a mere toy and I accept it. Your worship, you said you can't take a weight of a mere toy. I brought the real stuff, not mere, not a rumor, real stuff.
Not the toy.
No, the real toy.
Is there anything else that you want to tell this court?
Well, I don't know, Your Worship, why it's accused to not released on 174. I don't know why accused 2 is actually with me. Let me tell Your Worship what he doesn't know. Accused number 2 and Larry Mabunda were working for the same company. So if you say you're charging accused number 2 on the basis that he possibly handed over the gun to me, you didn't have to speculate anything. The most suspicious suspect is Larry Mabunda on that video, who the gun was issued out in his name. And the gun that was issued out in his name is the gun in question now. So, meaning on that day, that gun was with Larry Mabunda. If it was not with Larry Mabunda, ought to tell the court where was that gun. Why was Larry Mabunda not charged? And an innocent man gets charged. I don't understand. And no one has ever said accused number 2 has handed over the gun to me. If there was one witness who, when the video was now played, said, oh, I realize I was wrong to say he handed it over to me. Accused number 2 and accused number 0, Larry Mabunda, they are with me. In that picture is both of them coming to me. Why is it conclusive that the white man on the picture is the one who's charged? It's for obvious reason. It's a white man who's going to turn state witness against him. That was the intention. Little did they know that he's not a white man, it's not a black man, it's a South African who stand by the truth. They wanted him to sell me out. That's why they charged him, and they couldn't charge the one of the same skin with me, because they will use their skin to connive against the truth. Put a white man with him, the white man will sell him out. Little did they know that it's a soldier who dies with his boots on. So there's nothing wrong that this accused number 2 did. In all respect, if anything, the police should have questioned the police that they employed, both in uniform and in VIP protection. No police officer was there, came here and said there was such an incident. After that, my lord, after this incident, when the masses left, you see where the tent was. It's not food. That tent is not a food tent. It's a VIP area. So when everybody left, we then retreated into that marquee. We stayed there and left around 2 a.m. That's how much there was no trouble. Thank you.
I'm just summarizing the last part of what you said. Cross-examination.
Thank you. Did accused number 2 hand you a firearm on
Nothing.
the stage on the 9th of February?
Did not hand over a firearm to me on the stage or at any time anywhere.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Is the state ready for cross-examination today?
Bishop, I'm still ready. No, Your Worship, I would also like to listen again to the evidence of Mr. Malema as soon as we adjourn, because he went so fast I lost some of the stuff that he testified about.
Okay, so at this stage, are we going to listen or are you asking that we
I'm asking us to postpone until tomorrow, Your Worship. I don't know.
Look, there's so much I can tolerate and there's always time for a good laugh, but not disrespecting court, please.
What?
Okay?
Just to
Goes
add,
both ways, to the state as well as the defense.
just to add, Your Worship, it's already 3:05. There's no way I'll be able to finish Mr. Malema within such a short space of time. So I would have to leave his evidence hanging until tomorrow. So I would suggest that we start afresh tomorrow.
Okay, Mr. Malema, you do know the flip side of the coin now is you are under cross-examination, which means you can't really speak to counsel until it's finished. So that's the downside of being postponed whilst under cross-examination.
No, I accept it.
Yeah, so I also work in trust and there's nothing that can change because the state hasn't started, so there's nothing much that can happen. Alright, sorry, you may stand by.